This is Amazon's best-selling Brooks walking shoe. And this is one of Amazon's best-selling budget walking shoes. This one cost $140 and this one cost $39. So is Brooks really worth almost 4 times as much? Or is the $39 shoe good enough? Well, I put these two shoes to the test for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to tell you whether I think you're paying for the Brooks name or whether the extra $100 is actually buying you a better shoe. I'm Mary Sue with the Trusty Shoe Guides, and I've spent more than 40 years in the shoe industry learning how shoes are made and what actually makes them comfortable and supportive. And I've learned something important. Two shoes can look very similar on the outside while being completely different where it really matters. So let me show you. Let's start with the $39 shoe, the Aleader Energy Cloud. And honestly, there are a couple of things that I like about the shoe. First, it's super cute, it's clean, and it's modern. And it's really easy to style with everyday casual looks. And it's a slip-on. Watch this. I can step right into it without actually bending down, but it also has laces so you can adjust the fit. And I really like this feature. But the Ghost gives you more control over the fit because it has 6 points of adjustment versus just 4 on this shoe. So with the Brooks, you're going to be able to fine tune the fit a little bit more so it hooks your foot. But honestly, that isn't a deal breaker for me. The big difference showed up when I stood up and started walking. So when I stepped down, I noticed a big difference. The Brooks feels like there's a well-engineered footbed underneath me, cradling and protecting my foot. And then the $39 shoe, much less shock absorption. Now, take a look at this. The sole on the Ghost is like twice as thick, and that's a lot more material between my foot and the pavement. And in the $39 shoe, every little rock or uneven surface came right through the sole. But thickness isn't the whole story between these two. Watch how these shoes move differently. The Ghost bends where you want a walking shoe to bend. In the forefoot, just like this. This is where your foot naturally flexes. Now it doesn't fold in half either. And when I twist it, there's movement, but there is resistance. Now let's look at the $39 shoe. This one bends and actually twists like a rag, and there's very little resistance. And that's really important because you want your shoes to flex with your foot, but you don't want it twisting all over the place because that structure helps control excessive side-to-side movement when you walk. Less unwanted movement means a steadier step, and that's what I'm getting from the Ghost. And I'm just not getting that from the $39 shoe. Okay, now let's check the heel. A firm heel counter helps hold your foot in place when you walk. So here's an easy test that you can do. You want to press it here and see if you can collapse it in here. And in the Ghost, it's nice and firm and there's a lot of resistance. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, it collapses this way. Totally collapses this way immediately. So there's very little structure here that's going to help stabilize your heel. Now, why does this matter? A more secure heel means less unwanted movement with every step. And that's another place where the Ghost gives me more structure and control. Okay, let's flip them over. Both shoes use foam, but look at what Brooks adds to the bottom of the Ghost. Brooks uses a more durable rubber in the high wear areas to protect the softer foam underneath. On this one, now there's still a lot of exposed foam and it's lighter, but it doesn't give you the same protection from the pavement. So which one do I expect to hold up better after hundreds of miles? Most likely this one. Now, this brings us back to the big question. What are you actually getting for that extra $100? Yes, you're paying something for the Brooks name, but after comparing these two side by side, I don't think that's where most of the value is. You're paying for the engineering built into the shoe. You're paying for the thicker sole, a midsole cushioning that absorbs impact without simply collapsing under you. You're paying for controlled flex and resistance, and a firm heel counter, and a durable rubber that protects the high wear areas when you walk. All of these pieces work together, and that's why I feel there is such a big difference in this one when I walk. The $39 shoe does a good job copying the look of a performance walking shoe, but underneath and inside, it is very different. So would I spend the extra $100 if I'm buying a shoe for walking a few miles or for spending hours on my feet? Absolutely yes, I would buy the Ghost. I'd get more protection underfoot, I'd get more structure, I'd get better materials in the places that take the most wear. But I don't think everyone needs to spend the $140. If you just want a cute shoe for running errands or meeting a friend for coffee, or maybe you're just mostly wearing it like a slipper around the house, your feet actually may not need as much support and structure as this one. So you could save your $100 and get the $39 shoe. It may be enough. So yes, you're paying something for the Brooks name, but you're also paying for the engineering that you can actually feel when you walk. And for me, that's what makes the Ghost worth the extra money. Now I'm going to go ahead and link to both shoes in the description below, or you can tap on the little buttons below if you want to check them out. And if you'd like more tips on shoes and healthy aging, I want to invite you to join my newsletter. I send it about every week, and the link is in the description below. And I share practical advice to help you stay comfortable and walking strong, as it relates to your shoes for the most part. Normally, this is where I usually ask you to like and subscribe, but I'm going to ask something different today. If you got value from this video and YouTube gives you the option to hype it, which would be at the end of the video, I'd really appreciate a hype if you think I earned it. It helps videos like this get discovered by more like-minded people like yourselves, and that would mean a lot to me and help my channel. And if you want to learn more about the 6 common shoe mistakes that women make, watch this video next. Take care, friends, and I'll see you next week.